Okay, now we're going to make clips. We use clips as clipping masks for our images, and basically you can you reuse them over and over and over to create edges and borders around your imagery. We use them also as placeholders in our card templates. What I'm going to do is create this new canvas here, and it's going to be smaller than normal just for the sake of the demonstration. But this is how we create our clips initially. Using the marquee tool, I make a new layer so that the clip is on its own layer, and I'll just draw a rectangle in this canvas and fill it with black. In this case, I'm holding down Option or Alt Delete, which fills with the foreground color. In this case, it's black, so it fills that whole marquee, that whole selection with black. And then I'll use a brush, and right now I'm just using one of the default brushes, which is this spotty brush. So you should have this, I think. I'm using CS, but Photoshop CS, but you should have this or something like this. And I'm just going to go around the edge at 100% and just make this edge basically all the way around my block. And then it's going to become my clip. So I'll go all the way around the edge, and I'm just kind of making it random. And what you can do at the end even is use your eraser tool and go back and bring some back if you want to. Basically erase some of it and make it as grungy or as crazy as you want. If you use a different brush, you're going to get a different look every time. But the biggest thing that you want to keep in mind when you're doing something like this is that you don't want to see the straight edge from the original block that you created with your marquee tool. You don't want to see that. So I'm just going around over and over around the edge to make sure I get rid of that. And if I want to, I can get rid of my background layer here real quick, and you can still see that edge in there. So I'll bring my background layer back by doing an undo, and I'll zoom in here and then make my brush smaller so I can go in around that edge and really blacken that out, because I don't want to see that edge. I don't care if it gets a little lighter on the edges with the brush that I just used, but I don't want to see a straight edge on my original block. So I'm just going in and I'm kind of filling that in and making it more random inside. And then after I do this, I'm going to have my clip that I can then use as a template over and over and over again. So after I get done with this, it might not be perfect for this demonstration, but you get the idea. I'll go ahead and go back to 100%. Now I can do a save as and save this wherever I want to as a template and reuse this over and over again. Now typically we do these on bigger canvases. Okay, like here's an example of one of our clips that we've gone back over with an eraser and brought some out and really made that edge kind of grungy and distressed. But this you'll notice is a 12 by 12 or 13 by 13 on a 300 dpi canvas. So it's a 51 meg file. Right here I'm just using a smaller file for the sake of the demonstration because it goes a lot faster. Now after I have this clip, I can open an image, and I'll bring this image over. Hold down Shift, it'll drop it right on top there. It just happens to be the same size. I guess I planned that. In any case, I have my image on the top layer and I have my clip right underneath it. Well, I can go to Layer and do Create Clipping Mask, and look what happens. It throws that image right around my clip, basically wraps it around it. And now I see my border all the way around. The beauty of it is now I can move my image using the Move tool. I can move my image wherever I want to get it positioned right inside that clip. There's the quick key command for it in CS is just Command G. CS2 and CS3, it's Shift Command G. They've changed it a little bit up. It might be Option Command G, but I think it's Shift Command G, and you get that clipping mask. Either way, to do it manually, you just go up into Layer and Create Clipping Mask, and it'll do it for you. But we use these as placeholders for our cards, so we can just drag and drop images right away. Then if they need to be a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller, you can always transform them. I just hit Command T, so I get this transform bounding box. So if I want to, I can make it a little bit smaller or a little bit bigger, depending on if my clip is too big or if my clip is too small. You can always adjust your image afterwards and then just hit Enter, and then it's done. But this is just a really quick and easy way to create borders or placeholders in your templates.